Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Saturday morning here at Streetcar Super Nationals. We're getting ready to run our last qualifying run. I think we're sitting probably somewhere around number 6, 7, 8, somewhere around there with a 591 at 258. I know we can do better than that. I'm just not sure about our hardware here. We're not confident of that. So I think the bottom line is if we go A to B, we're going to shine pretty hard and look good here. I don't know, there's a lot of cars that have tilt front ends, but it's what we needed to do to complete this project, to get it out of the way so we can work on it at just the push of a button, so it's pretty unique. Yeah. You guys, watch this fuel return. When he cranks this motor over here, if you can catch on a tank how much fuel returns back, this pump is capable of 40 gallons in 1 minute at 4,500 shaft RPM. So just check out how much fuel is getting spun back into this tank here just by cranking a motor. Figure it out. It sounds good. Yep. It's ready to go. Work on the tune a little bit, find out why it was so soft in the beginning. I'm sure Shane will find something there. I mean, even if we don't even go all the way to the end, it's still going to be an amazing pass. So we're already in the program, so eliminations start tonight, and we got to be smart about things. If we have a potential of breaking more bolts here, we got to be smart about it, so we just don't continue to do that.
We decided this morning to have a little bit of an extra look at some of the stuff that failed on the engine last night, so we decided to pull the rocker stands back off, and of course that caused a whole new problem because it pulled the time cert out of the head, so we had to struggle to try to figure out how to get the time cert back in the head, which we did, but we found some better parts inside the trailer on the spare engine that we put on this side to hopefully kind of cure the valve train problem. So I think the plan at this point is basically go up there and make the same kind of run. I made some small adjustments to it, tried to fix the creep, tried to fix why it was so slow early, move the drive shaft up a couple percent just to see if it'll run a little better, add a little bit of boost to it. I mean, I tweaked it, everything a little bit, but nothing major. So we'll see what I expect. Honestly, look, if it goes 106, it's going to go low 80. If it goes 114 again, it's probably going to go 90 or 91 again. Try it again. 259, so close, man. Shit.
So that had to be better, yeah?
Yeah, fuck yeah. 588, 259.
259?
Yeah. I'm glad to see the parachutes.
Yeah, they work good.
The numbers all around were a little bit better, Ed.
It's smoking like crazy. Like
Yeah,
that header's red hot. When I looked under there, 30, 35.
Nice job, buddy.
Thank you, dude. Hey, nice job, everybody. Fucking
A, yeah.
It takes 100 people to make this motherfucker run.
Yeah. Good thing it's
Not
only a
just me.
streetcar.
Yeah, thankfully it's a streetcar. Never have to work on it. Build a streetcar, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Yeah. And out and bought an open trailer so I could haul it to car shows and stuff. I don't know what we need this thing for. Here's our ticket. Ladies and gentlemen, we're pretty proud of this. This is our second quickest and second fastest pass to date.
Hey, look, I picked 4 up in the 60.
In the 3s at over 208th, that's a competitive race car is what that is. That takes a lot of smoke to do that, you know, and
It's way less shitty than it was before.
yeah, well, I'm just proud of everybody because, you know, these people all just, once again, they cut their schedules that they didn't even know about the Hearst Olds being around, and I needed help. My team, Doug and I, are all that's left here, and Doug's been doing everything from driving to cooking to answering when I bark out orders, and it took all that, all the time, all day and all night for about 2 days straight. And you cannot miss anything, and we didn't miss anything, and that's proof right there. I'm very proud of everybody, and very happy right now. This is the sweet moments.
How about giving me some power to make a thing go over 260?
Don't worry about it.
Really drenched in the intake on it. Blow up the back silicone or something?
That'd be crankcase pressure if we did that. So the risk of an oil leak next to the header here is a fire, and you try to protect yourself the best. What people might not know about this car is we have all the safety features that NHRA requires, and then we go over above. So let's get to work and clean this thing up and get ready for elimination round number 1 tomorrow. I think there's 15 cars, and we're qualified 6 in a pro mod race. So back to my original idea of having fun with the badass cars, to drive your car to an event, enter a race against race cars, and beat their ass. How fun would that be? So we haven't beat anybody yet, so first round on eliminations tomorrow, and I just want to beat one guy, and it's going to be a true success. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for all your support too, and keep watching our YouTube channel. We're popping a lot of nice videos out there. We're getting a lot of good compliments on the education side of it too. People don't realize what we do here inside the pits when we work so hard. So thank you for everything, and continue to support the sport and support these events.
Last night, so.
Number 1, you have the follow stage lane. Get ready for remember.
It's right here. Right here.
Where?
In the back. Put your hand back here.
Electronic here. The rest of our non-electronic category.
Take the intake off?
Oh yeah.
That's definitely where it's blown out.
Yeah. Majority of it's on this side, so it's probably the whole, all the way across.
Whole corner.
That's the number right there. It's about 76. So 76 before TDC is where it closes the intake valve, effectively using the air pressure. So my suspicion is if we go check the other engine, it's not going to be the same. We have something going on with the engines. I noticed, like we've been going to run this car probably the last 20 runs in a row. It's gone 106, 105, 104, 107, 60 foot. And it doesn't spool particularly great, but it spools the same every time. When we swapped engines last night, the first thing we noticed is that it doesn't want to spool. And then the other thing is it goes 114, 60 foot. And, you know, I mean, I'm looking around for what's different, but I have nothing different in the data. But that leads me to what did we change last, which was the engine. So I have a suspicion that the engines, although they're identical, don't have the camshaft in the same place. What we're doing is we're trying to verify where the actual cam position is on this engine, and the way we're doing it is kind of a way that I invented back when I was working with the guys in Bahrain at Econu Racing. We started using a leak down, which is basically a way to put cylinder pressure or air pressure in the cylinder of the engine, and then using a wrench on the crankshaft against the closed valve. So when I get the valve closed, it's going to develop pressure in the cylinder and push back on the crank and the wrench. If I just take some of the tension off of the wrench, the crankshaft will back down to where the intake valve cracks. You hear that noise, and that's the point where the valve actually closes. So we can try and use this method to determine if the camshafts on the two engines are in the same place. And if they're not, we'll be able to make an adjustment to that engine to get it back to where we can go 106 and 60 foot. This is 80 before, this is earlier. That was 76 inside. So assuming the balancer and the timing marks are right, I don't know if TDC's right, but this would be more advanced.
So it'd go the other way. I'd want to make boost curly.
Yeah, which is not what it's doing. You know, my theory's great, except for the marks don't say that I'm right. I fucking hate that. I'm gonna change the marks here in a minute.
Data sucks.
Just make a new mark.
See, they're perfect.
Where do you want it?
So earlier I had this concept that the camshaft was back and this engine retarded, so it closed the valve too late, and that's why the engine didn't want to run at lower RPM. So to check it, we went through the motions inside on the engine and the trailer, and then we just checked the engine out here on the car. And the cam timing, according to the marks that we're using, is different. The problem is it's different in the wrong direction for the problem we're having. So there's an example of how you can think up something in your head, use enough points of data to convince yourself that that's really what's going on, and then in reality find out, no, you're totally fucking wrong.
We're trying different silicone and tried it last and I got blamed because I fucked it up. But the silicone actually didn't dry, so it wasn't my fault. So we gotta pick a different, it's cold out here, it's 53 degrees. So we gotta find something that'll flash in the cold, and hopefully the clear does a little bit better job at that. Yep. We're gonna try to make it hover and let him go where he's gotta go. Too bad we didn't have like a Jimmy bar or something we could.
Make it so it barely clears that fucking windshield.
I'm gonna hold it up with like my wrist. Your hand's in the right spot for that?
I'm good.
So we went to check the engine RPM cranking because we were playing our whole where's the camshaft, TDN, where's TDC game. And that RPM trace didn't want to do anything, so after I monkeyed with it for a few minutes, I figured out that the wires broke to the crank sensor. These are terminals for a mil-spec connector, so they're gold. They're about $1 a piece. They actually have an indicator on the side of them. There's a little hole drilled in, you can see just barely there. And that hole tells you the depth of the wire when you strip the wire, so that you can be sure that you have the wire all the way in the contact when you crimp it. And then, of course, this crimper from Danielson Manufacturing Company is actually made to crimp these kinds of pins. So you set the gauge of the wire that you're trying to crimp to on the back with this knob here, right? So you pick 22, set to a specific amount of crimping force, so it'll guarantee that the crimp you make will stay on the wire. You can always give the pull test.
Put the hood on, hold the heat in.
Seal her up.
Seal her up.
Down a sesame.
So it's about 11 p.m. here. We're waiting for E1. They canceled elimination round 1. We have Jay Bodie. I think we're sitting at number 7 and he's sitting at number 8. Oh, it's 8 and 9, excuse me. Okay, so we're 8 and he's 9. Okay. How would you like to work with a bunch of guys like that, man? What? It's like romper room, you know what I mean? That's Disneyland right here, baby. You come here for free and work, you know? But anyway, so
ain't got nothing on you, big
oh, we're having fun. So the winds came up, they canceled a lot of classes, so E1's tomorrow. I don't even know what time it is at yet. I think we got a hot rod that will go down the track, and we'll just have to take one step at a time. So we had a good day. We went a long ways, and everybody worked their tails off for the last 2 days to make it happen. So I think we're ready to go. See you tomorrow.